Imagine waking up one morning and looking in the mirror, only to realize that the person staring back at you is not who you truly want to be. Maybe you feel stuck, weighed down by mistakes, fears, or missed opportunities. Perhaps life has thrown challenges your way that left you questioning your own strength. Now, imagine realizing that the power to change all of that lies not in luck, not in circumstances, and not in anyone else, but entirely within you. The moment you accept this truth, the moment you understand that rebuilding yourself is not about becoming someone new, but reclaiming the best version of who you already are, everything changes. Rebuilding yourself is not a project you start when life is convenient. It is a journey you embrace when you decide that nothing, not your past, not your failures, not your fears, will define your future. It is about looking honestly at yourself, shedding what holds you back, and deliberately crafting the life you know you are capable of living. Today, we will explore how to take control, step by step, brick by brick, and transform not just your circumstances, but the very person you see in that mirror. To rebuild yourself, you must first know who you truly are. This is not a casual glance in the mirror or a surface-level understanding of your habits and preferences. True self-awareness is about looking deep into the core of your being, confronting the truth about your strengths, your weaknesses, your fears, and even the habits you've cultivated over time that no longer serve you. Many people try to change their lives without this step, and they often fail because they are building on a foundation of assumptions, denial, or superficial understanding. Imagine trying to renovate a house without inspecting the foundation. Cracks and weaknesses hidden beneath the surface will eventually collapse everything. Similarly, without understanding yourself fully, any attempt at rebuilding will be shaky and unsustainable. Self-awareness is not just about recognizing what you are good at. It's also about being honest about the areas where you struggle. It's about acknowledging the habits that have held you back, whether it's procrastination, negative thinking, fear of failure, or avoidance of responsibility. Many people shy away from this kind of self-examination because it can be uncomfortable. Looking inwards requires courage because it forces you to confront aspects of yourself that you might have been ignoring or rationalizing away for years. However, this discomfort is precisely why self-awareness is so powerful. It becomes the mirror that reflects not just what is working in your life, but also what isn't. Developing self-awareness is a process of observation and reflection. It begins with honest introspection, asking yourself difficult questions and answering them without excuses. What are my strengths and how am I using them? What weaknesses have I tolerated for too long? What fears dictate my choices? What beliefs have I accepted as truth without testing them? This process also requires mindfulness, paying attention to your thoughts, your reactions, and the patterns of behavior that repeat in your life. Journaling can be an invaluable tool here. Writing down your thoughts and experiences forces you to articulate them clearly and can reveal recurring themes or blind spots that were previously invisible. Another crucial aspect of self-awareness is understanding your emotions and how they influence your decisions. Emotions are powerful drivers of behavior. Without awareness, they can lead you to react impulsively, make poor decisions, or remain stuck in cycles of frustration and disappointment. By observing your emotional responses to various situations, you gain insight into your triggers, your motivations, and your true desires. This knowledge allows you to make deliberate choices rather than being carried along by unconscious patterns. Self-awareness also involves understanding how you relate to others and the environment around you. How do people perceive you? How do you respond to criticism or conflict? Are you building meaningful connections, or are your relationships hindering your growth? By reflecting on your interactions and the energy you bring into relationships, you can identify the habits, attitudes, and behaviors that either strengthen or weaken your personal and professional life. Ultimately, self-awareness is the compass that guides your rebuilding journey. Without it, you risk reconstructing yourself in ways that are misaligned with your authentic self. By deeply knowing who you are, you gain clarity about the changes needed, the habits to adopt, and the mindset required to achieve lasting transformation. It is the first indispensable step because you cannot improve what you do not understand, and you cannot change a life you do not examine honestly. Taking responsibility for your life is the cornerstone of personal transformation. And yet it is one of the hardest truths for many people to accept. Most of us have a tendency to look outward when things go wrong, blaming circumstances, other people, or even luck for the situations we find ourselves in. We may say, "I would succeed if only," or "it's not my fault because." This mindset creates a life that is reactive rather than proactive. leaving you at the mercy of forces beyond your control. Rebuilding yourself requires a radical shift. You must acknowledge that, regardless of external circumstances, your choices ultimately shape your reality. This does not mean ignoring challenges or denying that hardships exist. It means understanding that even in the toughest situations, you hold the power to decide your response, and through that response, you direct the course of your life. Responsibility begins with ownership of your actions and decisions. Every choice, no matter how small, has consequences, and these consequences accumulate to create the life you experience. When you blame others or external events for your current state, you give away your power to influence change. By taking responsibility, you reclaim that power. This is not about self-criticism or dwelling on past mistakes. It is about recognizing that you are the architect of your life. It is about understanding that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond, and your responses determine the trajectory of your life. Accepting responsibility also requires honesty with yourself. Many people fool themselves into thinking they are making progress while secretly avoiding accountability. They may work hard but fail to reflect on whether their efforts are directed in meaningful ways, or they may pursue goals without assessing whether those goals align with their values and vision. True responsibility demands a clear-eyed assessment of your choices, habits, and behaviors. It asks you to confront the uncomfortable reality that some of your setbacks are the result of your own inaction, indecision, or poor planning. This confrontation is not meant to be punitive but liberating, because acknowledging your role in your circumstances allows you to take the corrective action necessary to move forward. Responsibility also extends to your mindset and attitude. It is easy to adopt a victim mentality, blaming life for your struggles, but this only entrenches stagnation. A person who embraces responsibility understands that growth begins within and that no external validation or circumstance can replace the internal work of self-mastery. When you take ownership of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, you can reshape them to serve your purpose instead of sabotaging it. This means recognizing when fear, procrastination, or self-doubt is influencing your decisions and choosing to act despite these obstacles. It is in these moments that the habit of taking responsibility strengthens, because each conscious decision reinforces the understanding that your life is in your hands. Taking responsibility also transforms the way you approach opportunities and setbacks. Instead of waiting for perfect conditions or blaming the timing of events, you learn to act decisively within the situation you are given. Instead of reacting defensively to criticism, you use it as feedback to improve. Instead of fearing failure, you recognize it as a signal to adjust your approach. This mindset shift turns every experience into a lesson and every challenge into a chance to build resilience. Ultimately, taking responsibility is not a one-time decision, it is a daily practice. Every morning, every interaction, every choice presents an opportunity to embrace ownership and steer your life in the direction you desire. It is the foundation of self-rebuilding, because without it, all efforts toward improvement are superficial. When you take responsibility, you move from being a passenger in your life to being the driver, and it is in this role that real, lasting transformation begins. Embracing change and letting go of the past is one of the most challenging yet liberating steps in the process of rebuilding yourself. The human mind has a natural tendency to cling to familiarity, to resist uncertainty, and to hold on to memories, routines, and patterns that feel safe even when they no longer serve us. Yet true growth and transformation require movement, a willingness to step into the unknown, and the courage to release the weight of yesterday. The past, while valuable as a teacher, can easily become a prison if we allow it to define us, dictate our choices, or limit our vision of what is possible. Many people spend decades replaying failures, regrets, or disappointments, carrying them like a backpack filled with stones. Every new opportunity is slowed, every decision clouded, because they are anchored by experiences that cannot be changed. To rebuild yourself, you must first understand that holding on to the past does not protect you, it restrains you, and the sooner you release it, the faster you move toward the person you are capable of becoming. Letting go of the past does not mean forgetting it or pretending it did not happen. It means acknowledging it fully, learning its lessons, and consciously deciding not to let it control your present or future. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every missed opportunity contains insights that can guide you toward better choices, stronger resilience, and a clearer understanding of yourself. But these insights lose their power if you remain trapped in regret or resentment. Regret creates a cycle of self-blame, while resentment turns your energy outward in anger or bitterness. Both keep you stuck in a story that is no longer serving you. When you choose to let go, you reclaim the energy that was once wasted, redirecting it toward constructive action, personal growth, and meaningful goals. Embracing change also requires confronting fear. Change is inherently uncomfortable because it forces you out of familiar patterns and into uncertainty. Many people resist it because they fear failure, rejection, or the unknown. However, resistance is a form of stagnation. Every opportunity for growth involves some level of discomfort, some degree of risk, and a willingness to step beyond what is safe. The truth is that nothing meaningful ever comes from clinging to the familiar. Personal transformation demands a mindset that sees change not as a threat, but as a doorway to possibilities that were previously inaccessible. Every small step taken toward change, every habit adjusted, every new skill learned contributes to the reconstruction of the self. Another crucial aspect of embracing change is flexibility. Life rarely unfolds according to a perfect plan. Unexpected events, challenges, and setbacks are inevitable. The ability to adapt, to bend without breaking, is what allows you to maintain momentum in the process of rebuilding. Those who cling rigidly to old patterns or resist new circumstances often find themselves overwhelmed, frustrated, and stagnant. By learning to accept change as part of life rather than a disruption to it, you cultivate resilience, resourcefulness, and a mindset that thrives in uncertainty. Finally, letting go of the past requires self-compassion. Many people resist change because they are still carrying shame, guilt, or self-doubt from earlier experiences. They feel unworthy of transformation or fear repeating past mistakes. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your humanity, forgive yourself for what cannot be undone, and move forward with courage and determination. It is the gentle but powerful fuel that makes embracing change sustainable, because it replaces fear and regret with hope, intention, and clarity. Setting clear goals and a vision is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to rebuilding yourself, because it provides direction, focus, and purpose in a world that can easily feel chaotic and overwhelming. Many people drift through life reacting to circumstances, going from one task to another without a clear understanding of what they are striving for. Without a destination in mind, even the most determined effort can be wasted, energy scattered in multiple directions with little meaningful progress. A vision acts as a compass, guiding every choice, every habit, and every action toward the person you want to become. Goals serve as the steps along the path, the tangible markers that indicate progress and create a sense of momentum. Together, vision and goals transform abstract desires into actionable plans, making rebuilding yourself not just a dream but a concrete process. A clear vision begins with self-reflection. To know where you want to go, you must first understand who you are and what matters most to you. This involves identifying your values, passions, and the legacy you want to leave behind. Some people define their vision in terms of career success, financial freedom, or personal achievement, while others focus on relationships, contribution, or personal mastery. Whatever the focus, the vision must be meaningful to you on a deep level, because only a vision that resonates with your core will provide the motivation to persist through challenges, setbacks, and doubts. A vision is not static, it evolves as you grow, but it always serves as a North Star, keeping you oriented when life's distractions and obstacles arise. Once a vision is established, setting specific goals is essential to translate it into reality. Goals give structure and measurability to your vision, turning abstract ideas into concrete steps. Without goals, a vision remains a vague hope. With goals, it becomes a plan of action. Effective goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. They break down a large, sometimes overwhelming vision into manageable tasks that you can tackle systematically. Each goal achieved builds confidence and momentum, reinforcing your belief in your ability to change and grow. Goals also help prioritize your efforts, ensuring that your energy is spent on what truly matters rather than being diffused across minor or irrelevant activities. Setting clear goals also requires foresight and planning. It involves thinking not just about immediate outcomes, but about the long-term trajectory of your life. What skills do you need to acquire? What habits do you need to develop or discard? What relationships or networks will support your growth? By planning backward from your ultimate vision, you can identify the milestones and resources required to reach each stage, creating a roadmap that guides your daily actions. Without this level of planning, even motivated individuals can find themselves working hard but making little meaningful progress because effort alone is not enough without alignment to a clear objective. Goals and vision also serve as a source of motivation and resilience during difficult times. Life is unpredictable and setbacks are inevitable. When challenges arise, a clear vision reminds you of the bigger picture and helps you stay committed, while achievable goals provide immediate steps to regain momentum. Together, they transform obstacles from reasons to give up into opportunities to learn, adjust, and strengthen your approach. Additionally, regularly reviewing and refining your goals keeps you agile, allowing you to adapt your strategy while remaining aligned with your ultimate vision. Ultimately, setting clear goals and a vision is about creating a life that is intentional rather than accidental. It is about moving from a passive existence to an active, purposeful pursuit of the person you are capable of becoming, ensuring that every effort, every decision, and every day contributes to your ongoing process of rebuilding and growth. Discipline and consistent action are the forces that turn dreams into reality, yet they are often the most difficult qualities to cultivate because they require commitment, patience, and the ability to act even when motivation wanes. Many people have aspirations and even a clear vision of who they want to become, but without discipline, their plans remain nothing more than intentions. Discipline is the bridge between knowing what must be done and actually doing it. It is not about punishment or rigidity, but about creating structure, forming habits, and training yourself to follow through on commitments regardless of how you feel in the moment. The act of rebuilding yourself is not a one-time decision but a continuous process, and consistent action is the engine that drives that process forward, day after day, even when results are not immediately visible. True discipline begins with small, deliberate choices. It is not measured by grand gestures or sporadic bursts of effort, but by the ability to take consistent, meaningful steps toward your goals. Every day presents countless opportunities to either move closer to your vision or drift away from it. Discipline is choosing the actions that align with your long-term objectives instead of succumbing to short-term comfort, distraction, or procrastination. It is waking up early to work on your skills, dedicating focused time to learning, practicing restraint in areas of weakness, and following through on commitments even when you do not feel motivated. Motivation is fleeting, unreliable, and external, but discipline is internal, self-generated, and sustainable, which is why it is the foundation of lasting transformation. Consistent action amplifies the power of discipline. Action without consistency produces sporadic results, while consistency without purposeful action produces stagnation. True progress emerges when deliberate, goal-aligned actions are repeated day after day, building momentum that compounds over time. This principle applies to every aspect of self-rebuilding, whether it is developing new skills, improving health and fitness, strengthening relationships, or cultivating mental resilience. Small, persistent actions, when sustained over weeks, months, and years, accumulate into substantial change. It is often the unseen, quiet work done consistently behind the scenes that creates the most remarkable results. Another critical aspect of discipline and consistent action is accountability. Self-discipline grows stronger when you hold yourself accountable for the promises you make to yourself. This can mean tracking progress, setting milestones, or creating systems that ensure you follow through. Accountability acts as a feedback mechanism, highlighting where you are falling short and providing the opportunity to adjust your approach before habits become ingrained or setbacks become discouraging. It is not about self-criticism, but about honest evaluation and commitment to improvement. Discipline also shapes character. It is through disciplined action that resilience, patience, and self-control are developed. Every time you resist a temptation that derails your goals, every time you push through discomfort to complete an important task, and every time you maintain focus in the face of distraction, you are not just achieving short-term objectives, you are strengthening your capacity to handle challenges, make better decisions, and persevere through obstacles. Consistency reinforces this character, turning disciplined choices into automatic habits that no longer require struggle to maintain. Finally, discipline and consistent action create trust within yourself. When you repeatedly follow through on your intentions, you build confidence in your ability to achieve what you set out to do. This self-trust is essential when rebuilding yourself, because transformation requires sustained effort, resilience during setbacks, and faith in your own capability to create change. Without discipline and consistent action, even the clearest vision and most powerful intentions remain unrealized. But when they are applied daily, they become unstoppable forces that steadily construct the life and self you aspire to become. Investing in knowledge, skills, and relationships is one of the most powerful ways to rebuild yourself, because growth is never accidental, and the quality of your life is directly proportional to what you learn, what you can do, and who you surround yourself with. Many people underestimate the impact of continuous learning, personal development, and meaningful connections, focusing instead on immediate results or short-term comfort. Yet, the path to transformation requires deliberate investment in areas that compound over time. Knowledge expands your understanding of the world, equips you with the tools to solve problems, and enables you to make informed decisions. Skills turn knowledge into action, allowing you to create, innovate, and execute effectively. Relationships provide support, inspiration, accountability, and opportunities that cannot be achieved in isolation. Together, these three pillars form a foundation for sustainable growth, resilience, and the ability to rebuild yourself into a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of who you are today. Investing in knowledge begins with a commitment to learning. Knowledge is not limited to formal education or books. It includes life lessons, observations, experiences, and insights gained from mentors, peers, and even failures. Every piece of knowledge you acquire increases your capacity to navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and make decisions that move you closer to your goals. Learning also expands your perspective, helping you to see possibilities you may have overlooked and to challenge limiting beliefs that have kept you confined. In an ever-changing world, stagnation in knowledge is equivalent to falling behind, and investing in continuous learning ensures that you remain adaptable, relevant, and capable of growth. Skills are the practical application of knowledge. They are what transform understanding into results. While knowledge may guide you, skills allow you to act effectively, to solve problems, and to create value in the real world. Investing in skills involves practice, repetition, and the willingness to make mistakes in order to improve. It requires discipline, focus, and a commitment to mastery. Whether it is technical expertise, communication, leadership, or emotional intelligence, skills multiply your ability to influence your life and the lives of others. They create confidence, competence, and opportunities that knowledge alone cannot provide, and they are essential for rebuilding yourself into someone who can achieve the vision you have set. Relationships are the third and equally critical dimension of personal investment. Humans are social beings, and the people you spend time with profoundly influence your thoughts, habits, and aspirations. Surrounding yourself with individuals who inspire, challenge, and support you accelerates growth in ways that solitary effort cannot. Relationships provide accountability, feedback, encouragement, and access to networks and experiences that broaden your horizons. At the same time, investing in relationships requires generosity, empathy, and the willingness to give as well as receive. Strong, positive connections create an environment where learning, skill building, and personal growth are amplified, and they can serve as a source of guidance and motivation when rebuilding yourself becomes difficult. Investing in these three areas is not a one-time effort but a lifelong commitment. It demands curiosity, persistence, and intentionality. Every book read, every skill honed, and every meaningful conversation contributes to the compounding growth that transforms who you are. Those who neglect these investments often find themselves plateauing, limited by their current knowledge, capabilities, and networks, while those who prioritize them continuously expand their influence, opportunities, and self-efficacy. Finally, investing in knowledge, skills, and relationships reinforces your overall journey of self-rebuilding. Knowledge informs your decisions, skills empower you to act, and relationships support and elevate you. Together, they create a framework that allows you not only to recover from setbacks or limitations, but to surpass them, building a life that reflects your fullest potential and a self that is resilient, capable, and constantly evolving. As we come to the end of this journey together, remember that rebuilding yourself is not about perfection, and it is not about changing overnight. It is about taking responsibility for your life, embracing change, setting a clear vision, acting with discipline, and continuously investing in your growth. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of the life you are creating. The process may be challenging and there will be moments of doubt, but the person you are becoming is far stronger than the obstacles you face. Trust yourself, commit to the journey, and let every experience guide you toward the best version of you. I wish each of you courage, determination, and unwavering faith in your ability to rebuild yourself. May you rise stronger from every setback, pursue your vision relentlessly, and surround yourself with people and experiences that elevate you. The path is yours to walk, the power to transform is yours to claim, and the future you desire is within reach. Thank you for giving me your time and attention, and good luck as you begin or continue the remarkable journey of rebuilding yourself.